Morning, Mitch Cammidge Coaching, and today we are talking about planning for 12 months, gain complete mastery of your time, and work with a bulletproof plan. Why do I keep using the word plan? Well, today I'm talking to you about planning. How do you plan? What do you plan? How do you plan? Why do you plan? What do you plan for? We're going to make it really simple today. You only need to plan for 3 things in your life. No matter how big or complicated your business is, or how small a one-man show you are, we're going to make it very simple. I'm going to plan for my business, I'm going to plan for my personal life, and I'm going to plan for my family. You're thinking, Mitch, that's kind of crazy. It's only 3 things. My life is far more complicated than that. And I'm telling you, everything you're doing right now can fit into one of those 3 categories. When we get over the illusion that our lives are so very, very complicated, so crazy, so insane, it makes it easier for us to be able to plan categories. But more than that, to think of things that are important and urgent, to be able to put them in the appropriate places, and to be able to take those things, put them into chunks, bits and pieces, and to be able to do more for ourselves better, faster, smarter. Makes sense? So track with me here. What we're looking at is that we want to be able to organize our time, master those 3 areas, right? Both our personal, business, and our family life, and dominate for 12 months. That means knowing what we're going to do for 12 months at a time, as well as today, this week, and this month. Makes sense? Okay. You want to be able to get that time organized. You want to have control over the most vital parts, and you want to be able to make great decisions on that time. Now, to do that, you need to have a bulletproof plan for that time. Okay. Bulletproof planning helps when things are not working the way they were meant to, first and foremost, to stay focused and on track. And next, when things are working very well, to be able to maximize and take back time. Here is the simple rule with time. We are often the most abusive with our time, but it is the largest depreciating asset in business. You cannot make more time, you cannot borrow it, you cannot beg for it, you can't trade off for it, you can't bank it. I can't take time today, set it aside, and use it tomorrow instead. It's finite and it's gone. 86,400 seconds in any given day. And once one ticks by, and in fact, you're watching and listening to me right now, and seconds are disappearing that will never come back as well. So it pays to have that time, and when you're listening to me, maximized, right? So getting organized, simple thought, how to control the most vital parts, and make those decisions as well when it comes to time and that depreciating asset mentality. So let's dive right into it. How to organize. I want you to make it very simple. Every single day, you can get fantastic planners, you can use a calendar, you can do whatever you want. In fact, I use Google Calendar of all things, right? Yes, just Google Calendar. But I have that calendar broken up into upwards of 25 different categories. And when it comes to my business, 14 individual ones inside my business, right? So how to organize? Everything gets color-coded in a hurry so that I know just on color what's going to happen next and and who I'm going to be meeting with, why I'm going to be meeting with them, or even when I'm doing work internally in my business. One color for clients, one color for prospects, one color for business development, one color for marketing, one color for sales, one color for working internally on stuff, one color for other meetings. I have colors for family, I have colors for certain functions, I have colors for my social and my personal livelihood that goes out there. So that when I go to this thing, right, hello, or when I go to my computer, I can look and in a hurry, I know how those things stack up in the form of priority. And when I am asked to move things, then I know what are the most important. If I take care of clients first, take care of my family and myself first, then anything else that's going to intrude or move into space that would occupy any of those had better be a much higher priority. Otherwise, if those things need to come in first, and I say my clients are first, my family is second, and anything that I have to do to facilitate either of them or get both of them ahead in the world is going to be third. I know, very broad categories. Then that's my priority list. Nothing else will intrude on those. And in fact, if I go to my time and my calendar and I see there's a space that I need for any of those 3, those will be the first things to move, okay? So how to organize. Look at everything you do from a big function. I deal with clients and customers. I do marketing. I talk to people. I shoot these videos as part of my program. I build material for my clients, their businesses. I take care of individual jobs for my wife and for my children, for my family. All of those become different category headings. Each one of those now tells me what the job area that I'm going to be working on And then when I organize my time, specific to what function I'm going to have to perform, if I have to call people, if I have to email them, if I need information, all that information needs to be contained in one place, at that place, so that if it has to move, all of that information moves at once, and I don't need to keep it stored in my head. Everything I do for every other human being on this planet, whether professional or personal, all gets contained in one place, and then I don't need to remember. I take it out, commit it to a place, in this case, my calendar. The next part about what it is that I'm doing and ignoring, that's the basics of how to organize, what to do. Be meticulous every day in being able to look at your day overall, categorize but prioritize what is going to earn me revenue, what is going to care for my clients and customers, what is going to gain more clients and customers, and what is going to give me the maximum time with my family or maximize the little bit of time I've got in a way that makes the highest sense. And then, of course, I need to care for myself too. So what is it that I have to do on a daily or weekly basis to care for myself? Do I need to work out? Do I need to watch my diet? Do I need to do something physical on a daily basis? Do I need to make myself accountable to another human being? Do I have a coach that I have to answer to? Every function that I'm going to do on a daily, weekly, monthly basis gets committed to my calendar. Phone calls, emails, major appointments, minor appointments, working internally on stuff, just doing work on a daily basis, gets committed into a time and a space. That way, when my time today asks me to move something today in favor of something else, I can judge based on priority. Is this more important than the function I have currently right now? Where am I going to move that in conjunction to the rest of my day or week or month? And then the last part that I always have as well, a hard and fast rule about the number of times things can move. If you put something and commit to it when you're planning, and then you continue to move that, it obviously is not very important. It doesn't have a priority. Otherwise, why would you commit to it there as well? But if you continue to move it, it will continue to eat up brain space, energy, and actually consume you while you're chasing it off into the future. So we also need some rules in place that say, if something is there, it doesn't move X number of times. And in fact, my rule is, if it goes into my calendar, it doesn't move more than 3 times, and it doesn't move outside of a week. So if I have something today on Monday, and when today on Friday happens, and if something is moved from Monday through the week to Friday, and that's moved 3 times, that item or that task must be completed now because it has already been chased into the future. Does that make sense? When do we do it? I organize for the week by the week. I organize the last week of every month for the new month so far. And every day when I wake up in the morning, my role is not to organize my day. My goal is to have organized the previous day or the previous week for today. So my job when I wake up in the morning is to be able to look at what I've got for the day, to get my mind right with what it is that I need to accomplish, all the tasks and other material, my client care that needs to happen today. And that's what I go into the day focusing on, not planning for what my day should have, but having already planned the previous day. At some point today, I will plan for tomorrow, look at, update, and schedule other things into my day tomorrow, right down to personal time, which is important for us to look at as well. So this is some food for thought on how you want to plan in a very short amount of time. In fact, about 9 or 10 minutes, really. You need more time than this to learn to organize. But if you would like to really get your butt in gear, maximize what you're going to do for 12 months, then you need to start with something simple. Start with a calendar or a piece of paper. Here's work and business. Here's personal life. Here's my family in the middle. What are all the things that need to be accomplished today, this week, and this month? And then be brutally honest with the amount of time it takes for these things to happen. And then move them into your days and weeks that make the highest sense. Also, the final thought, as you're moving these individual tasks, look to group them, chunk them, plunk them all down together so you're doing like-minded things. If I have a bunch of phone calls that I have to make for my business, doesn't it make sense if I'm going to be working the phone to also do all the phone calls I would have to do for myself personally? Put them all together. This part's business, this part's personal, and then all of it's done for the week there and nothing haunts me into the future. If I have emails, I only go into my email a few times a day. It doesn't mean that I'm not aware that email's coming up unless there's something priority coming. But I will only go in to actually commit to responding and providing feedback to other people a set number of times a day. Make sense? Lastly, group certain things together. I group clients, I group business development, I group marketing together, all these things. So my headspace and all my energy for that time, those periods, those days, is focused solely on doing that. If you do this, I promise you your life will get better. But if you want it to get even better and you want it to be immaculate, perfect, beautiful, get your butt in gear, then you need to talk to me. You need to talk to us. And we will show you how to organize this. And as little as 3 simple sessions, 3 times we talk to each other, you will be better armed going forward in the future, and you will be organized in a way that you did not believe was possible. Mitch Cammidge, have an outstanding day.